wind from the east that brought the snow also brought me this story. There was once a hotel in Russia famous for its food and hospitality. The hotel owner was rich and popular, but it was the iron winter. The snow was so deep that people couldn't get to that hotel, and on the coldest night of the winter, every room in the hotel was ready for a guest, and there was a big pot of soup on the hob, but none of the guests could get there. As the clock ticked towards midnight, there was a knocking on the heavy oak door of the hotel. The hotel owner went to the door and opened it, and there on the doorstep was an old tramp man. An old man with bright blue eyes, a long white beard, and a ragged red coat. The tramp man said, "I'm freezing and I'm starving. Is there any chance of a bite to eat and a bed for the night?" And the hotel owner said, "I can just about squeeze you in, but it'll cost you 3 rubles. Now 3 Russian coins, 3 rubles. Now maybe you've not seen a ruble before, so I brought one to show you. You can have a look afterwards. You may not have seen one because to this day it is illegal to take currency out of Russia. A friend of mine had to smuggle this out in his sock so I can tell you this story. He's in the salt mines now. Actually, he's not. He's in Bournemouth. No. There's always somebody in the audience who says that's just as bad, even when I'm telling the story in Bournemouth. 3 of those. The tramp man turned his pockets out and he didn't have any money at all. And the hotel owner said, "In that case, you can clear off." The tramp man said, "If you send me away tonight, I shall die in the snow of starvation and the cold. But if you'd only take me in, I promise you as soon as I've got the money, I'll pay you." The hotel owner thought, "I've heard that before." It was getting near Christmas, so he took pity on the old man, took him inside, sat him in a big wooden chair by the fire, and brought him a big steaming bowl of borscht, beetroot soup with a twist of sour cream in the top and half a loaf of rye bread. The tramp man ate the soup hungrily. It was the first food he'd had for a week. In fact, he ate it so greedily that when he finished, there was a red beetroot stain along the bottom of his white moustache. He wiped the soup off his whiskers and said, "Right, I'm going to bed now. You'll not see the going of me in the morning, but I promise you, as soon as I've got the money, I'll pay you back." And the hotel owner thought, "Heard that before." As good as his word, he was up and away with the first light of day. The hotel owner didn't see the going of him. But do you know that next day the snow melted and people could again travel to the hotel, and trade picked up. Trade picked up so well that the hotel owner wanted to go to church to say a prayer of thanks for his new-found luck, his fortune. So he walked the 20 miles to Moscow City, to the great cathedral, walked up the stone steps and pushed open the heavy oak doors of the cathedral, and he looked inside. The walls of the church were covered with icons, beautiful coloured paintings of the saints, decorated with real gold leaf. One painting diagonally across the church was drawing him towards it. As he got closer, he saw it was a painting of an old man with a long white beard, bright blue eyes, and a red coat. As he looked at the painting, he saw along the bottom of the white moustache there was a red beetroot stain. And he realised it was indeed a painting of the old tramp that he'd helped on the night that his luck had changed. So he thought he'd say a prayer of thanks in front of that painting. So he bought a candle and knelt down to stick the candle in the sand tray, but the candle bumped against something. So he just flicked the sand away with his fingers, and there in the sand tray he found not 1, not 2, but 3 ruble coins. And he realised then the old man had kept his promise. So he pocketed the coins, finished his prayer, and looked up at the painting. At the bottom of the painting he saw there was just 2 words written. the name of the old man. And those two words said Saint Nicholas. Because you see, in Russia, he's called St. Nicholas. In France, he's called Papa Noel. In Portugal, he's called Pine Natal, as I've just learnt today. In Germany and Holland, he's called Sinterklaas. In America, that becomes Santa Claus. But we just call him Father Christmas. And I hope he's coming to your house and to my house in just 4 nights' time.